I've seen enough and more of your videos to know that you are a bit of an enigma, right?
That's nice, Joel, but I don't think we have the time. This brain is too complex for that.
Let's talk about your childhood.
Uh-oh.
Let's talk about 7-year-old Alex.
Do you have a paper bag so I can hyperventilate?
Credit card debt, American Express, got to settle the debt. You got to get your act together.
I think I'm banned, by the way, by AMEX now.
Are you?
Yeah. I'm here now in Dubai, doing deals in London and Dubai, driving a G63 AMG. Okay, it's 10 years old, don't laugh. So what? Still G63.
You've never spoken about this on any podcast before. But for some reason, today you've decided that you're going to share with the world what you've been building. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of The Real Ones. Today, I'm joined by the one and only Alex Evagora. He's one of the core members at DDRE Global. And even though he's humble and always says, we're all advisors and things like that, he's also a senior advisor at Driven Properties, one of the leading brokerages in Dubai. Alex,
Joel,
welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
No, it's my pleasure.
Thank you.
It's not every day that you have in the studio someone that just says, I closed a deal in London yesterday, in Dubai this morning, and then just casual.
Yeah. It's Dubai last week and then London today. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a bit slow, bro.
Yeah, I've had someone just come over from London and spend some time with me because he's thinking about moving to Dubai.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was normal. And then today he was like, "What? Wow, you've done another deal and in London, you haven't even been there."
Yeah.
And he made me realize a little bit of that.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess it is different.
So it's time to get to know the person behind the brand, right? I've seen enough and more of your videos, spent enough time with you to know that you are a bit of an enigma, right?
That's nice, Joel, but I don't think we have the time. Do you have 5 hours?
No, but we don't.
This brain is too complex for that. But
no,
I'm
but
joking.
let's talk about your childhood.
Uh-oh.
Let's talk about 7-year-old Alex.
Do you have a paper bag so I can hyperventilate?
Oh yeah, 100%. I got the tissue box right there.
Trauma's coming back.
No, but what did 7-year-old Alex want to be growing up?
I wanted to be my dad. He gifted me one of his old briefcases, and I was carrying it around the house, playing businessman.
Damn.
And I wanted to go to work with him all the time. I'll get upset when he left. And I remember one day I was on school holidays and he said, "Do you want to go to work with me tomorrow?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." And he forgot to wake me up, but I woke up and I heard him downstairs having breakfast and I was so upset. I was waiting by the front door for him to come and see me. And he saw me, he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "You didn't wake me up." And he says, "Well, do you want to come with me?" And I was like, "Yes." And then I ran upstairs and got ready.
Wow.
I think he has a big part to play in my drive.
I mean, being a business person or pursuing entrepreneurship is a very common trait amongst immigrants in countries that they're not part of. And talk to me about that journey for you, because obviously you're from Greece, right?
Cyprus.
Yeah,
Greek Cypriot.
No, so you're from Cyprus,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And obviously migrating to the UK, etc. It's not the easiest journey for anybody, but then what you've made of it is significant. So
yeah, well, I've now moved away from home.
Yeah.
My home, because I was born there, is London, and I've just moved to Dubai.
Yeah.
So I didn't make the move from Cyprus to London. My granddad did, but
Right.
I appreciate him even more now, seeing what he's gone through. So my grandparents, on both sides, my mum and dad's side, moved to London in the 60s.
No.
And so both my parents were born in London. My mum was born in Finchley. My dad grew up in Tottenham, and then they met at high school, and they've been together ever since. They still are to this day, touch wood. And I was born in Enfield, and I grew up in North London. Always lived in London my whole life, and now I'm in Dubai, baby.
Yeah. So what's the deal with that? How did you make that jump? And what made you go I need to move to Dubai now? Because wait for this. You are famously known to have said on I think I have the date on my phone. I don't want to pull it out. I think it was the 23rd of February or May in wait, you know what? I'm just going to pull it up, right?
Get it out.
Why not? Let's actually look at the facts, right?
Go on, hit me.
All right. 27th February 2023.
If it was about you, it's not true.
You. No, 27th February 2023, you said that agents spread themselves thin by doing business in more than one country. And here we are on June 7th, 2024, and you're doing deals in multiple countries.
Yeah.
What changed?
Past Alex is right. That's totally true. And future
So
Alex
just like-
agrees with past Alex. I'm now living proof. Then I was not an international agent or a global, whatever you want to call it. I wasn't working two markets, and now I am. And I do spread myself too thin. But I'm trying to be clever about it. I'm aware that I'm spreading myself thin, or that one will spread themselves thin. So I team up with my colleagues. I'm very fortunate to be part of a really good team in London. So whoever I think is most appropriate to deal with that client or that property. For instance, Ollie Hamilton was born and raised in Chelsea. So if I have a listing in Chelsea, I will team up with him on that listing, and he'll be doing the viewings because he might be similar to that demographic of buyer. If it's in St. John's Wood, it might be Benji. If it's in Stanmore, it might be Remy because that's where she grew up, and so on and so forth. And the same with Dubai. So I've now teamed up with a young, hungry agent who will chew through walls to be successful and be a super prime agent. He knows someone who owns a big villa in Pearl Jumeirah. We've just taken it on for 51.7 million. I know it's a weird number. Don't ask questions.
51.7 million what?
Yeah. Dirhams.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll see the video soon. It's going to drop soon on my social media.
Wow.
It's quite cool. Brand new
Does
house.
it ever get old?
What?
I mean, you see 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 50, 100 million. Does it ever get old?
Never gets old. Not for me.
Yeah.
I love my job.
Why?
What's there not to love? Like, I could never sit in an office all day, every day at a computer screen. I just could not.
Yeah.
You know, you're out and about, you're meeting people. That's probably my favorite thing is the people. I've always been a people person. I just have this like real, authentic, genuine, actual interest in getting to know the person opposite me.
Yeah.
Whether it be at a wedding, on a table full of people I don't know. Like, I would question everyone, like, oh, who are you? Like, where did you grow up? Where did you go to school? I want to know them. It's not to see, like, where can I benefit from them?
Yeah.
Because I always come from a place of, how can I help you? What can I give you? How can I add value to your life?
Yeah.
And that, I think, comes from a place of, one of my goals is I want, when I die one day, because we will die, I'm very conscious of that. You know, there's nothing sure as death and taxes. I want the church to be packed, like people out the door, because I want to leave the world. I want to leave an impact on this world.
Yeah.
So I just want to get to know the person and add value to people.
Yeah.
And that's what this business is all about. So it's kind of like chicken and then egg.
Yeah. No, I
don't know how to explain. Yeah.
No, of course.
Does that make sense?
Relationships, everything, and you want to leave a lasting impact on the world. That sounds about 007 international agent vibes. Let's go. But obviously before you were part of a brokerage that's on Netflix and all this kind of fun stuff, that wasn't the start of your journey at all, right? So I've seen that photo of you from the window, like taking a photo of you like cold calling somebody or something like that. Talk to me about the journey, going from wanting to be a businessman as a child to then wanting to become the super prime advisor.
Be clear with me, because I can ramble forever. Which part of the journey do you want me to start at? What can I tell you?
Let's say somewhere from 21 plus. Let's go there.
21 plus. Okay, yeah. 21. I think I just graduated from university.
Yeah.
Like, I find arithmetic so hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Now it's 2024. I'm 33 years old. 2012. Is that 21 years old?
You're
the genius. You're the boy genius.
I'm not doing maths on this podcast. it's Friday. It's Friday night, bro. That's not happening. I'm not doing it. No matter how brown I am, it's not coming out of me right now. So
just for the record, it wasn't because he's brown. Right. So 21 years old.
My Cypriot friends are very good at math. Just saying.
I'm not. My dad's very quick. He's an accountant. He's very sharp. But
yeah.
Anyway, so 21 years old. I think I was close to, it was the year I graduated from university. All my friends are super bright. My closest friends, Anton, graduated with a first from UCL in stats and economics. Now he works for a top hedge fund, and he's worked all around the world for different hedge funds. Neil Sangani, one of my best friends, chartered accountant and chartered tax advisor. Yanni was doing chemistry. Basically, all my friends were super bright, and they all had things lined up after uni. And they're like, so what job have you got, or what internship have you got lined up? Oh, Goldman's, you? And I was like, wait, what? We were supposed to apply for jobs? And let me get started. So I started the next day, and I could see it took like over an hour to do one job application. So I was very behind. So what drove me at that point was fear of not being able to keep up with my friends, and then potentially earning more money than me, and not really knowing where I'm going with life. Right. This was pre-Wolf of Wall Street. And I thought, okay, Anton is going to go and get into finance, hedge funding or trading. That's what he wants to do. He's my best friend. I'm actually going to be the best man at his wedding in August, in a couple of months.
Was he your best man?
He was one of them. I had three.
Nice,
I couldn't choose,
save.
so I had three.
Nice save, yeah.
And so I thought, okay, why don't I give that a crack? So I actually did unpaid internships for about a year, one of which was at a hedge fund. And then I eventually got a job, £12,000 per annum plus commission, which is like the threshold for tax.
Right.
Yeah. So I wasn't even paying tax. I wasn't earning enough to pay tax. And I was a junior stockbroker in the city, in bank.
You like trading?
No, cold calling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Cold calling, people that I've never met before, and just trying to sell things that I didn't even really know too much about.
Yeah.
I had to make like 100 calls a day or 150. I've got pictures of the TV screen. We had a TV screen with how many calls we had made.
Wow.
And the job then was to send out a brochure. You had to get them to whet their appetite, the investors, well, prospective investors' appetite, and then have a second call and the next day with them, see if they received the brochure and what they thought of it and the company, and then hand them over to a senior broker. I was actually not very good at sales, I have to say. I was terrible. I spoke to a distant family friend who just so happened to also be this broker in another company. Yeah. And she was like, I need to recommend you this book, because I was kind of struggling. It's called Sell or Be Sold by a guy called Grant Cardone. Now at this point, I think Instagram just came about or just became a thing. Yeah. And he wasn't well known at all. And I think he went to her office. They hired him for a week to advise them on like how to be better. He was like a consultant at that point. And he'd self-published his book. I bought it and it changed my whole career. It changed my view on sales. So I always came from a place of, it's slimy, I'm a sleazebag, I'm doing something wrong. But the book was about, you're doing them a favor, they need you, and it's the ethical thing to do to make them, or to sell to them, because they need that investment to get from here to there. Or now it would be, they should buy this property because it's the best property for them. Yeah. Make sure they buy it instead of that property.
So what's your top piece of advice for sales folks, right? Like, or anyone that's basically getting started cold calling, getting started as an agent? What's the number one piece?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what I did was I identified the top broker in the business, also at the real estate agency, and I made sure I got in before them to the office, worked harder, I made more calls than them. Yep. So I did more viewings than them, got more offers than them, and then I got more deals than them. And then I left later than them as well.
It's just maths.
There was one more thing I did as well, but I don't want to talk about it too much. Basically, I started at... I'll tell you. I knew it was coming.
Go on. Yeah.
Okay, so I have to thank a lady called Andrea Neofutu for this. She was my lettings director at Portico. It's called Portico now, before it was called Edmund Cute. Anyway, she said to me when I left her and went to CBRE, I said, Andrea, can I call you? And she was like, yeah, sure, call me at this time. Called her. I was like, Andrea, started at CBRE, and like, oh my God, the agents are so good. Yep. I don't know what to do. Please give me some advice. She was like, right, pick up your balls. Remember why you left me. Okay. For CBRE. And she was like, this is what I did when I was at Foxtons. I got in before the other agents. I called all of their applicants. They're called applicants, you know, leads, whatever you want to call them, prospects, buyers, tenants. Yep. Called all of their tenants before they even came to work. Asked them what they were looking for. Sent them all the properties in the area. And at the end of the phone call, this is the key. She said, just to let you know, we have just opened up a couple of offices neighbouring this area, neighbouring Covent Garden. Do you want me to make a note on the system just so that no one calls you saying that you're just dealing with me?
Yep.
Just so you don't get loads of calls from my colleagues, at 9 o'clock. Yeah, of course, please. Please make that note. I don't want to get any calls from anyone else. So my colleagues then would come into work and they couldn't call their own leads.
Wow.
And that's when I started doing well.
Is it happening to you now?
What, karma?
Yeah.
By the way, for the record, we were allowed to do that. If you
Yes.
hadn't contacted your applicant within 24 hours,
Yes. Yeah.
free game. So that was the rules.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you've had, you went to the stockbroker piece, then you
Stockbrokers,
were CBRE.
I hated it, by the
Yeah.
way. I hated that job.
Yeah.
It was awful.
Yeah.
They took away my chair
Mm.
to stand up, to project my voice down the microphone, down the telephone.
Right. We might as well be standing up. right
Otherwise,
now.
you're like this, like, hello, this is Alex calling from Natural Resources. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So then they gave a chair back when you
Yeah.
sent out brochures. So there was that. Then I went to a wealth management company. I got sacked.
Yep.
I was awful. I was a PA and administrator to the director, Tina. And then I applied for jobs in real estate because that was always the end game for me. I wanted to get into investing
Okay.
in real estate because
Okay.
I believe in the asset and whatnot.
Right.
And I thought, how can I apply my sales skills to sales role that's backed by an asset I believe in, real estate?
Right.
And by the way, after that book, Sell or Be Sold, I sold a product to someone by myself when I shouldn't have. I was meant to pass it to a senior broker. But if I tell you, you just wouldn't believe me. You wouldn't believe me. There's a guy who I'm still in touch with who worked with me at the time, Elliot Chaffee. Maybe he'll back me up. But we were all waiting to go out for drinks that night. We used to work till like 8 o'clock. It was very normal. I'm blabbering again. And the whole office was waiting for me to close this guy so we could go. And I could hear the people saying, he's not going to do it, just hang up the phone. And then one guy who was my director's friend, his name was Matt, he said, he's going to close him, let's wait. And I did. And I wasn't even meant to, it wasn't my job.
Wow.
So that's when I started becoming good at sales. After that book, changed my career, changed my what's the word? It changed my, like,
Thinking,
the way I
mindset.
view
Mindset.
perception on sales.
Gotcha.
And that's when
And then
started-
you went. You did the product sales. You did the CBRE bit, and then what happened? Like how do you end up at DDRE?
So when I got my first job in agency, that was when there was a show on BBC Three called The Cell. I'm pretty sure it was called The Cell. Sorry if I'm wrong. A guy called Gary Hersham was on it from Beecham's Estates.
Okay.
One of the best agents in the whole world. He is legend. Absolute legend.
10 billion pounds in sales or something like
God knows. Something like that, probably. Yes.
Yeah.
And I applied for a job with him. It was, that was a funny experience. I had 3 interviews with him and didn't get the job. Drove me even more.
Wow.
Like, give me a chip on my shoulder, please. It just drives me, this So, didn't get a job with him. I was at Portico at the time. I realised very quickly, and with $1 million listings New York, that I need to get into central London. All the best agents are in central. So then I got a job at Sanford's in Marylebone, and then I moved to CBRE in Covent Garden, which is one of the biggest property companies in the whole wide world. Made a real name for myself at CBRE. Broke the pound per square foot record in Covent Garden. Rathbone Place, the building where Facebook is. I was the first agent to let a property in Centrepoint. And then I started renting. I got creative and started renting buildings to companies that would then sublease them legally. So like Sonder.
Right.
I helped them set up in the UK.
Oh, I love
I rented
Sonder.
something to them on Maddox Street, Lincoln's Inn Fields, Museum Street, and then there was another company I helped as well.
I used to walk around Lincoln's Inn Fields all the time.
Really?
Right next to LSE.
64.
So this,
I don't know if I can mention addresses, but 64 Lincoln's Inn Fields
Wild.
was the building. Yeah.
I go and knock.
And then CBRE,
Yeah.
and then Engel and Volkers. I was head of lettings, and then I had my own business, and then I joined Daniel.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And why did you join Daniel?
Good question. Right. Okay. So
The story, the big story. Let's go.
This is interesting.
Mr. Super Prime.
Look, this is interesting for a number of reasons, and I wish I didn't have to say this, but I probably do. So the thing with this is, this just should go to show I have no ego. I have zero ego. Seriously. I used to.
Yeah.
And there'll be people watching this or listening to this that knew me 10 or 8 or 6 years ago that like, he's a liar. He's got the biggest ego and a short temper. But seriously, now I have no ego. I realize I can only go so far having my own business. and I can only get to a certain point, and that's it. Can't go any further in terms of circles and super prime. To get into super prime, you have to work at a big corporate like Knight Frank, Savills, JLL, CBRE, kiss ass, be fake, go to like these events after. It's a nightmare. And play the corporate game, climb the fake ladder, and then get into the private office, work there for like 5-6 years, make all the contacts, and then leave. I couldn't do it. So I saw an in to this world, this esoteric world of super prime and the ultra high net worth individual, which is very hard to get into, right? Break into. It's becoming easier, but that's another story. So I was going to work with Daniel in the private office at Knight Frank. I didn't get the job because I didn't have enough sales experience or super prime experience. But he sent me a very nice email, which is on my Instagram. I screenshotted it and posted it on one of my anniversaries. And he said, I see a lot of me in you. Keep in touch. You haven't got the job, but I think very soon there'll be something we can do together. Something along those lines, he said. So we kept in touch. He was mentoring me from afar when I had my own business. And then one day he said, I want to see you for a coffee. And he said, I want you to come work with me. And I said, I can't. And he said, why? And I said, you won't believe me if I told you. So I took out my American Express app and I showed him my debt, my credit card debt. And he goes, you're a That was his response, which is true, I was. And then went home, and then I said, let me think about it. We spoke about the commission structure and whatnot and how it would work. Went home, spoke to my dad and my mum at dinner, and because I was living at home at the time, and I appreciate, I value their opinion and their advice. And my dad said, okay, keep your business, work twice as hard, shadow him, follow him around London, learn from him, and run your business when you get home in the evening. From like 5 p.m. till 9 a.m. And I was like, okay, it's going to be really hard, but I'll do that. And then slowly, I realized, it was going well. We did some very big rental deals at the beginning.
Do you want to talk about the size of that for the average podcast listener that doesn't understand what kind of rentals you're talking about?
Sure. The first one we did was 17,500 a week, which is pounds, just shy of £1 million a year in rent. She didn't even see it. That tenant took it on a video during COVID. £16,000 a week, big house in Holland Park on Ilchester Place.
Okay. So for our Dubai listeners, 80,000 dirhams a week in rent. That's 320,000 in a month in rent. For what?
A house.
How many are we talking? Like beds, this square feet?
It was 5 beds plus 1 staff bedroom, or here we call it a plus maid. No swimming pool. This is interesting.
Come on.
They wanted a swimming pool.
Okay.
And I said to Daniel, we went and saw this house the week before. And I texted him when we were in the car because they had a driver. I was in their car. And I was like, I'm going to show them Ilchester Place. And he goes, don't waste your time. They want a swimming pool because their son loves swimming. And I was like, nope, they're going to love it. I'm going to show them anyway. And he was like, you're wasting your time, but go on then. Showed them, ended up taking it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was cool.
So this is a different playing field. I mean, like there's us in the normal world where we're like, 85,000 dirhams in rent a year is a bit of a stretch, but 80,000 in a week, that's just the ends of, that's a spectrum of super prime and, that's. So talk to me about these kind of deals that you've done at now DDRE and like, since joining, obviously.
I did one today, 7,000 a week.
Wild.
In the Corinthia, 2-bed, 1 year's rent up front, fees about 14% because it's let plus managed. People frown upon lettings, by the way, and I don't know why. They think it's all about sales. Become Ryan Serhan, become Daniel Daggers, become Gary Hersham. No one talks about rentals. There's a gap in the market, guys. There's good money in it. Like, don't frown upon it. 100%. And you get paid recurring income from management.
7%? Is that
4%, 3%, 2%, whatever you agree, but max 4 or 5% plus VAT. And you get paid in line with the rent. So if they pay monthly, the rent, you take the management fee every month. If you pay quarterly, you get paid quarterly. If you pay 6 monthly, you get paid. But Corinthia is paying 1 year rent up front, so you get paid it all in one go.
So credit card debt. Back to credit card debt.
Sorry.
right?
Yes.
American Express.
I told Joel to keep me on track, by the way, because
Yes.
I blabber.
So I'm not being rude.
No. I've
Promise.
asked him to do this, please.
So credit card debt,
Yeah.
American Express, got to settle the debt. You got to get your act together. All
I
this
think
kind
I'm
of stuff.
banned, by the way, by Amex now.
Are you?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
Send the black card number. Let's go. No, but okay. Now, what happens? What changes about life that you've cleaned up your act from all those years ago, and now you're killing it now, obviously. But what happened in that time?
Yeah, I have
And you
to
were
thank
number-
Daniel and my
Right.
friend Neil for that.
Okay.
Yeah, like big wake up call. And you know what? I'm so glad it happened. I don't think I would actually be where I am today if it
Mhm.
wasn't for that.
Mhm.
Because I was stupid. I was an idiot. I was a show off.
Mhm.
I spent money I didn't have. It was Amex's money in Nobu and places like this. But I met people there, made connections
Mhm.
who I otherwise wouldn't have met. So grateful for that from
Yeah.
going to these cool places. I can talk about the places with clients. Like, oh, what are you guys doing this weekend? Oh, we're going to just grab a quick bite at Novikov. Oh, cool. Order this. It's really good on the menu.
Yeah.
You know, okay, obviously it's stupid I got into debt,
Yeah.
but maybe the interest was worth it.
Right.
No one ever talks about that. And I was in tons of stress, obviously.
Yeah.
It was a very stressful time, but I would never do it again.
Yeah.
So huge lesson. It would never happen again. And now I'm in Dubai, one of the most flashiest places in the world. And I'm surrounded by keeping up with the Joneses type people,
Right.
potentially.
Yeah.
And I can safely say I'm not one of those people.
Yeah. I mean, who cares that you have a G-Wagon? Like, it's not even that flashy at all.
If you can buy two in cash, it's okay.
Yeah. Fair enough. Because life has changed. Obviously, level changes. So,
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. And how's Dubai different from London in terms of real estate?
In terms of real estate, you mean in terms of like the build quality or the style?
Whatever you want to talk about, to be honest, because I'm very
Or
curious.
the
to see.
market?
Yeah. Super prime. How is it different in both these kind of different?
So don't forget, Dubai has only just entered the super prime realms since COVID. Before, they weren't really commanding super prime prices.
But we've now done double New York's deals in a year for super prime. I mean, like we're talking about
Yes.
£10 million plus
Yes, the most amount of deals over $10 million
in the world. Yeah.
were in the whole world were done
Yeah.
in Dubai.
Yeah.
The last year or
Yeah.
18 months.
Yeah.
It's nuts. And that's why I'm here, by the way.
Mhm.
It was reactive. Our clients are very active here at the moment.
Yeah.
They have been since COVID, and that sparked my interest. Did some research last year, and I've been toying with the idea for a long time. I interviewed with Engel and Volkers in Dubai in like 2018. I think I have to check my emails, the dates. But I toyed with the idea then when Anton was here, my best friend. Then I didn't do it, and whatever.
Now you're here.
Now I'm here, and reactively because our clients are here,
Mhm.
so I'm here.
Yeah.
To serve them and their needs.
So, how do you sell a £10 million, £15 million home, right? How does that happen? Like, because I've seen all these videos like, welcome to the Palm and take a walk around.
That's very good.
How do you?
should involve you. Yes.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm down.
Why not? You're
In
good in
case
front
this
of the
doesn't work
camera.
out, I'll give you a call.
Yes, it will work out.
Yeah.
But how do you sell a $10 million, $15 million home?
Yeah. What's the script?
It's not easy, but it's the same principles.
Okay.
I told the young gentleman who I'm working on the 51.7 million dirham villa with that if anyone tells you you can't do it, don't listen to them. You can. Don't make them make you feel like you can never break into super prime.
Yeah.
It's easier now more than ever because you can brand yourself as a super prime agent very easily over social channels and digital channels.
What do you mean by that?
Or you can change your bio to super prime agent and start posting super prime properties that are available for sale and putting out advice. Go on ChatGPT and say, what's happening in the super prime London market right now? What's the trends? And then you can talk to the camera and say, this is what's happening right now. This is my advice. And blag it a little bit. You're branding yourself as a super prime agent.
Yeah.
You couldn't really do that before. Now you can, more than ever. I know it's sad to say.
Yeah.
It's not great, but you can be a faker now more than ever because of social media. So you can get out there, brand yourself as a super prime agent and become one.
Very cool.
I see them all the time.
The
And
fakers.
believe it or not, you can get inquiries over social media and DMs from a potential buyer from a hashtag Belgravia, house for sale. Someone might search the hashtag Belgravia, see you've posted that, they're on holiday, they're Arabic from Saudi in London because it's too hot in Saudi in the summer. They're looking for a property to buy in Belgravia, or maybe they want to sell their house in Belgravia. They DM you. Easy.
Right.
But I saw this years ago, but I got laughed at
Mm-hmm.
when I was at a big corporate company. I won't say who, but it rhymes with CBRE. I'm joking.
That's a good one.
I'm joking.
Yeah. So okay. So
yeah.
social media is the key, basically. That's how you break into super prime, and that's how you.
It was one of them. Yeah. Also, look. Okay, I got so far from making all these calls, making more calls than my colleagues, doing more viewings. That'll get you so far.
Yeah.
But also, then I realize you've also got to become good. The quality's got to be good. The quantity's great.
Right.
I'm transactional. No, deal. Okay, don't want to know you anymore. Deal. Don't want to know you anymore.
Yeah.
You've got loads going on. But then you've got to become relationship.
And then you must become transactional.
No, you're transactional for the avoidance of doubt.
Yeah.
From transactional, you've got to then become relationship focused.
Right.
And you've got to become qualitative. You've got to make sure the job you do is to the highest level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like becoming a Premier Inn to the Ritz.
Right.
Or like, I don't know, what's a hotel in Dubai?
I'm not
I don't
going to
think there is one.
any hotels.
I don't think there is one. They're all so good.
Yeah.
Okay, Premier
Even
Inn.
3 stars are really
Ritz.
good here.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
I can't even think of one. But it's like, you got to be 7-star, Burj Al Arab. And always available. Nothing's like, sorry, sir, we can't do that.
Yeah.
They'll never say that to you at Burj Al Arab.
Let
Let me look into it for you. We'll come back to you.
I've gone to like this really nice restaurant here. It's called Crescent, right? And you go into this place, Indian restaurant, but it's not like every day that a fine dining Indian restaurant gets a request from someone like, hey, can I have chai? Like, but you go in there and they make it happen, and it comes in on a freaking cycle, and then they're like ringing bells and stuff like that. I'm like, that's service, and that's why they get to charge the premium that they do, because they make it happen.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. You make shit happen. Key word.
Yeah.
Key phrase.
And, okay, so social media is one part of it. Technology is something that you've been dabbling with for quite some time. And you've never spoken about this on any podcast before. But for some reason, today you've decided that you're going to share with the world what you've been building behind the scenes. Tell us.
Okay.
What's the problem you're solving? And what have you built?
All right. Do you agree with me that AI will take jobs?
I think people that don't use AI will have their jobs taken. Wow, that's such an evil laugh. Oh my God. Yeah. You can't be an AI
That was
founder
funny.
and then yeah.
We've got to snip that. That was funny. Okay. Look, I recognize that AI will take jobs. It's actually quite sad. The saddest thing about it is that what I'm building will take my friends' jobs away, unless they want to become a web developer or code. Why not embrace it? Why not adopt tech? It's if I don't do it, someone's going to do it. Elon Musk is trying to make travel to the Mars available for everybody. He doesn't understand why a rocket can't be used more than once, like an airplane, hence SpaceX. I don't see why you need a human to let and manage a property in the UK.
Big. Really big.
And I'm going to make that shit happen.
You're going to have some enemies after this.
But I feel really bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how does it work? How does it happen? What about the process made you feel like it can be automated?
Okay. Let's say you're a tenant. No. Let's say, okay, yeah, you're the tenant. Your boiler breaks.
Yep.
It's cold. It's approaching Christmas. So you need your heater to work, your radiators to work. What do? You're renting. You call the property manager, if it's managed, of course. Yep. What does that property manager do? They call a plumber. Mm-hmm. And then they're a middleman between the tenant and the plumber to book in the plumber. Or some property managers will connect the tenant with the plumber because they're lazy and say, okay, here's the plumber's number, call them, they'll come round. Mm-hmm. And that plumber will be known to the property management company or the letting agency. Why do you need a property manager to do that? I'm sorry, I feel so bad saying this, but it's just the truth. I manage properties myself.
Yep.
I'm talking about myself, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I recognize, like, we don't need to do this ourselves anymore. And you're building things on WhatsApp,
Yep.
AI backed. The person on the other end is a bot.
Yep.
So why can't someone WhatsApp?
Requests.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my boiler's broken.
Mm-hmm.
When can you let in the property manager, the plumber?
But like, don't you think? So we've thought about like this.
This is
property
just one
management.
part, by the way.
Yeah, of course. Okay, let's say property management, right? Like, is it? You're saying basically taking out the property manager out of the equation. That's what you're suggesting.
That's
Yes.
one part.
Yeah.
Of this
Okay, let's do
massive
the whole
picture.
thing first.
I also don't understand
Yeah.
why we can't see our property portfolio like a stocks and shares portfolio.
Yeah.
If you log into Hargreaves Lansdown or Vanguard,
Mm-hmm.
you can see how much your portfolio has increased by,
Yep.
how well it's performing,
Yep.
or you can see that these 6 stocks are doing very well or these funds are doing well, but that one is not. It's red, the rest are green. You can see which percentages they've individually gone up by, and then the portfolio as a whole, even though that one's down.
Yeah.
Why can't we see that for property?
Right.
I'm building something mega.
Mm-hmm.
No one's ever done it before. I'm not going to put the entire thing out there right now.
That's a big claim.
It's going to be huge.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, it will
Yeah.
be huge.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be the first humanless lettings and property management agency.
Very interesting. You heard it here first, guys. This is exclusive. Let's go. All right. Okay. So technology, you're building something amazing. Why did you feel like on top of closing deals in multiple countries that you must now do a third thing and do technology? Why was there that extra, where did that come from?
So I had an idea years ago,
Mm.
2016, 17, with my cousin, which funny enough, I'm seeing him tonight and I hardly ever see him because he lives in Cyprus, but he just moved to Abu Dhabi.
Oh, nice.
There's a website called Open Rent.
Okay.
And we had this idea and we were going to do it. We had an investor lined up. Basically what it does is it allows a landlord to market their own property for letting without an agent. So imagine you're familiar with Dabizzle,
Yes.
Property Finder, Beirut.
Right.
It will allow a landlord to put their property onto Dabizzle, Beirut and Property Finder, all three. The cost of 300 dirhams-ish,
Mm-hmm.
Insignificant amount in the grand scheme of things.
Yep.
And market their own property, and then the landlord gets the inquiries and liaises with the tenants directly. So it removes the agent.
Okay.
And you're probably thinking, why am I doing this? Like, I'm an agent. Why am I taking my own job away?
Right.
But it's just common sense. Like, super prime agents are needed.
Yeah.
To make deals happen.
I was going to ask you. I was like, if
when
you
two
think,
billionaires collide,
right,
like, it's a war.
you need a mediator.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We're like the lube. It's a good deal.
Okay. All right. How do I come back from that?
Wow.
That's funny. Okay.
I really
so-
threw you off.
No, but
Lube.
so you've got super prime, right?
Yes.
Did you say never mind?
Lubricant, Joel.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Super prime. Yes. And you need agents for super prime, but you're saying that for lower value properties, you might not need agents.
Yeah, I'm referring to leasing and property management, though. I have to be clear. Sales, I think you do.
Why?
They make deals happen. We are the lube. Seriously.
Yeah. Okay.
We're the grease. Like, we do make deals. Like,
yeah.
there could be a very angry seller.
Yeah.
Because the buyer is decreasing their offer just before they sign the contract. Because something came up in the survey report that there's a defect in the house or the windows need changing.
Yeah.
They didn't realise until after. And just before they sign, they want to negotiate £10,000 or 43,000 dirhams off what the initially agreed price was.
Right.
So the seller will be really peed off, but the agent can hold it together.
Yeah.
But if they were talking directly, because the seller's so pissed off and the buyer feels that, the deal will fall apart. So we make happen.
Yeah.
We're doers.
No, I 100% believe that. And I
Yeah.
think agents still extremely critical to that part of the process.
Yeah.
But you're saying, I agree actually on the property management side. I think there can be some sort of decentralized way of doing that in a way.
Yeah.
And I think it should be almost as a service to brokerages so that they can get involved still.
We're
And
still thinking about
yeah.
who our customer is. It's a very interesting point you just raised.
yeah,
We're still thinking about who our customer is going
I
to be.
think it's like,
It could even
um,
be pension funds, by the way.
yeah, I mean,
Could
yeah.
be.
But I think it's always good to build distribution with brokerages just because they already have like several thousands of units already under management. It's just an easier distribution play, even though the pension funds, I'm sure, have those massive kind of things. They're going to want a much more proven product to basically go and sell. Whereas the brokerages, some of them might be willing to take a bet, and then you just build your portfolio and then like, hey,
It could be both.
pension fund. It depends on how
It could
many.
be both. It could be
pension-
agents and it could be landlords too,
Yeah, yeah.
potentially.
Very interesting.
It's
So
a
it's
work
like
in
consumer
progress.
facing, or it can be institutional.
It's, at the moment, yes, I'm still deciding. I think we should only target one, not
Yeah.
two.
No, absolutely.
It could even be three, because it could be
Yeah.
BlackRock, it could be a pension fund, it could be CBRE
Yeah.
or JLL, or it could be landlords direct.
Right.
I don't know.
Very interesting.
Work
So,
in progress, but I don't have to make the decision today.
we've spoken a little bit about, your journey and now about your time at Driven and DDRE, etc. You work for a brokerage that has a Netflix show.
Yes.
What is that like?
It's quite cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cool.
What's the tea? Who do you like and who do you not like? I'm about to, this is about to go on ITV.
Look,
Yeah.
when you work in this sort of environment, a sales environment,
Yeah.
especially at this end of the market, it's high stress,
Yeah.
high pressure,
Mm-hmm.
and there's lots of jealousy because it's sales. And when you're top broker, which I have been the last few years, it creates jealousy, and people wonder how, after how hard they've worked, can this guy still be doing deals in London when he's moved to Dubai? And it creates jealousy. So I don't know, it causes friction. But I get on with everyone. It's professional.
I'm gonna ask you afterwards.
Obviously, we all sometimes we bicker like kids,
Yeah.
like brothers and sisters, but there's no malice
Mhm.
at all. Even Daniel and I,
Yeah.
it's even got physical sometimes. Seriously,
Wow.
it's been like when it was just me, him, and Sarah at the beginning, and there was lots of pressure on us because there were so many eyeballs, and everyone was like looking at what we were going to do or launch, and the deals meant so much more to us back then. Seriously, it got physical. It almost got physical. Sorry.
Like you gave him a
Almost.
hug? Like
No, the opposite. He almost killed me.
Yeah.
But I don't blame him. Like, I made some big mistakes, and he didn't give up on me or sack me, and I love him forever for that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, entrepreneurship is something that is at the center of everything you're doing today.
Yeah.
Real estate, being an agent, is one of the most entrepreneurial, sales-driven careers I've ever seen. And now being in the mix of it and seeing how I went to this brokerage the other day and everybody was like standing up, and I was like, why is everyone standing up? It's like, oh, well, the last 5 people to sit down go into a raffle draw to win an Hermes something like 4,000, 5,000 every day, which is insane. So these agents are crushing it, but it's so cool to watch.
Wait, they're working standing?
Well, it's just for a certain amount of time, and it's like a last man standing kind of a thing.
You know why the brokerage does that, right?
Tell me.
It's for the reason why I told you they took away our chairs for stockbroking.
Is it for the mic?
And it creates energy.
Yeah.
If you've been to an Tony Robbins event,
Yes.
he would tell you that emotion is... Wait, what does he say? He basically encourages you to move. It's good for you. It creates emotion. I forgot what he said now. I'll look it up after.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. That is a good thing. Actually, that's a really good idea.
So what I was getting to was obviously that the entrepreneurial component is pretty massive. And in that sense, what is your favorite sort of quote about entrepreneurship? It's something I ask all my guests, and I have to ask you.
I have it on my screensaver.
Okay. Let's go.
So I come from an immigrant family.
Yes.
So this really hits home with me. I will never forget that I exist because of the blood, sweat, and tears of others. Someone sacrificed for me. I'm focused. I will make a difference.
Big.
Yeah.
Big.
To me it is. Because my grandparents have been through a lot. to get the family to where they are now. So
Yeah.
there's literally, I will never forget that I exist because of the blood, sweat and tears of others. If they hadn't moved to London, and if my granddad didn't go and live in a basement, and take that huge risk and leave the village we're from in Cyprus, I probably would have been born in Cyprus and not have had the opportunity that I had in London, one of the best cities in the whole entire world.
Do you think people can be self-made?
Yes, of course they can.
Well, I mean, in the context of, do you think you're self-made?
I mean, I put it down to myself to, every man is exactly where he should be. Have you heard that saying before?
No.
Every man is exactly where he should be because he's there for the results of his actions. If I'm in jail, it's because I did whatever I did.
Yeah.
I'm in jail. I'm here now in Dubai, doing deals in London and Dubai, driving a G63 AMG. Okay, it's 10 years old. Don't laugh. So what? Still G63.
Yeah.
You know, and building something really cool and working on a tech company. Like, it's for a reason. It's because it's a result of what I've done, of my actions. There was people I used to work with in the same companies. They're in the same company, doing the same job with the same title. Yeah. Did you see my post yesterday on Instagram? Or the day before? The decade in real estate post of me in the window. Did you see what I said? The key takeaway. What did I say?
I have no idea. I'm a producer, not a consumer. I no, but I did
I'm
see
teasing you.
I saw the photo in the window. Okay. I brought it up earlier.
My key takeaway after a decade in real estate. Thank God I did not listen. If I listened, I might still be on that chair.
Big.
Yeah. Go with your gut always. I went with my gut. I trusted my instincts, and it's brought me here. Am I self-made? Yeah, I'm self-made. Yeah, thank me. Thank you, Alex Evagora, for leaving that company and jumping and then going and joining Daniel instead of keeping your own company and sucking your ego up. Because I know a lot of North London Greek Cypriot men who would say, one actually did say, why don't you own your own company? Guy's a loser as well, by the way. He owns his own company, but he's a loser and very untrustworthy. He has a very bad reputation in the market, in the industry. I sidestepped, joined Daniel, and I went even further than I could have done if I had my own company, if I kept my own company. And
my last question to you.
Sorry, yes.
What advice would you give your 21-year-old self?
Make as many friends as you can. Make as least or as little enemies as possible. I know sometimes it can be hard. It's easier said than done, especially in corporate and especially in the real estate game and especially in Dubai and in London. But your friends are the ones that do business with you. For instance, today, my friend, another friend, he actually asked me not to tell anyone we're doing this because he has friends in the business that he usually does this with. But I built a good relationship with him. I've made him my friend. And he's going away for the hot summer in Dubai because, you know, Dubai hits like 50 degrees Celsius. He's going to be in India and elsewhere, traveling. And he says, dude, when I'm away, I've got investors coming into Dubai and they're going to need looking after. You might have to do some viewings and take them to sales suites. Do you mind covering me? And we'll split it 50-50. And I said to him, what would you say back to that, by the way, just out of interest?
Depends on how well I'm doing.
What do you mean?
If I was doing well, I would be away for the summer.
Oh, right. Okay, fine. Yes, good answer.
No.
So, were you saying I'm not doing well?
No, you hustle harder than me. That's all. No, I'm kidding. So I think if I was an agent, I would do it. I would do the grind. I think that you should close deals over the summer when everybody else is away and you're going to win clients that nobody else is going to get and you're going to capture shares that, you know, otherwise are ignored. And I think that it is the biggest opportunity to be an agent in Dubai over the summer.
Yes, correct. Yeah. That's exactly what every human being and businessman's and woman's brain would think. I said to him, 50% is too much. I'll take less.
You're a good friend.
I am. I'm a good person. I told you, I want to give value to people. How can I help you? People think, oh yes, money, 50% of all his clients. Amazing. I'm taking from him. I'm getting value from him. No. It's not all about money. It is and it's not. We need money to live, obviously, but it will come later. I'm building now. relationships. Make as many friends as you can. Build trust, respect, likability, and you'll go far.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Well, so make friends.
Make friends. Your friends are the ones that send you the business. Your friends.
Wow. Well, that was a really fun podcast, I have to say. I really enjoyed
It was fun,
that.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time, Alex. And I know you've got a flight to catch after this, probably. Because your phone's
so
ringing
funny.
off the hook. The plane's going to land on top of your house where your wife is just going to be like, why didn't you pick up my phone? Have you seen that video of, what's his name? The kid that plays Mike Ross in Suits.
Yeah.
So he was on a panel interview and he picks up the phone and like, hi, honey. Yes, I am at that event. That's right. Yes, there are 300 people watching us right now. Oh, okay, cool. Love you too. Bye.
I should have done that. My wife called me.
Yeah.
Damn it. I should have done that.
You would have won brownie points for days, but
that would have been so funny. Damn it. Never mind. Next time.
No, of course. But Alex, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on this episode.
Thanks for having me, Joel. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I've said that way too late. So if you're still here, thank you. And I'm glad that you're watching.
This guy's crushing it, by the way, before I go. And like, he should stop interviewing people and be interviewed himself. So I want you on my podcast next time.
I'm there.
Wallahi.
There. You got it. Wallahi. Let's go.
Yes, I would love that, honestly.
Thanks, Alex. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we'll see you on next week's episode.